You want to talk about the best use of a space? We're in a former firehouse.
Correct.
In Ankeny. This is Firetrucker Brewing in Ankeny. This is Daniel. You're the owner and brewmaster, although you also answer to Overlord of Brewing.
Whenever I can get away with it.
Is that on your business card, or?
I've tried it. My partner's balked at it, but we'll get there one of these days.
Well, I say have a dream and believe in yourself. That's what I say, young people. So Firetrucker Brewery, where we're at one point here in Ankeny, this was?
The original fire station.
Right.
So in 1968, they built the building we're standing in right now and started as a fire station. First fire station in Ankeny.
The name, I guess, you came up with that because you had this amazing space to work
It was.
with, right?
It came up afterwards.
Which came first, the building or the idea? Did you scan the world for an empty firehouse, or?
Well, I actually had written a couple business plans to start breweries before this.
Okay.
And a little known fact is that Ken Broadhead from Confluence and I had once talked about opening a brewery before Confluence started.
Really?
Well, he was here from Ankeny and we'd met and talked about it.
Okay.
And then that kind of, we all each went our separate ways, and then I was still kind of wanting to do it, and I was looking for some property to invest in. A real estate agent showed me this place and a couple other places, and then we talked about AMP, the Ankeny Market Pavilion that's out in the backside, the bicycle trail, high trestle trail. And I'm just like, this is like a great location.
This is a theme that keeps coming up and keeps coming up, is how important it is to be near the bike path. I mean, you guys take care of them. You've got bike parts for sale.
Bike parts,
you've got a station out there with every tool they could ever need.
Our fence is a bike rack. There's charging stations for USB plugins and regular plugins right next to the bikes.
Right on. So that is a big part of what goes on here, is people who are, and I know you do a lot of events from here to different breweries in central Iowa.
In fact, we have our beer cycle ride, which every Thursday night we ride to Reclaim Rails.
Perfect.
And then we're doing the FUBAR ride, the Firetrucker Urban Brewery Assault Ride.
Okay,
it's
that usually means something else, but I'm
glad
you cleaned it up for television. That's awesome.
But it's on the last day of the last Saturday of American Craft Beer Week.
Okay.
And we ride from here to 7 other breweries, 68 miles of riding, and then we got about 3 other breweries that you can have options to go to if you're strong enough to make it to all of them.
The place is great. How good is the beer?
The beer is excellent. I think I make some of the best beer in Iowa. At least I'll be up there with some of my top favorite brewers.
Okay, all right. What are you known for?
We are known for unique flavors a lot of times. Some of our big seasonals are Kova Black Walnut. I don't know of any other black walnut beer out there in the market.
No,
I saw one or two. I know one in southern Missouri.
Okay.
Kova, there's an Avoca, Iowa.
Okay.
And they have an Akova Ballroom. It's the same word spelled frontwards and backwards, just pronounced differently.
Okay.
My partner's parents grew up near there, and they remember growing up that they'd go out to the dance hall and they'd have these black walnut bars, and he brought this whole backstory around the beer.
Right on.
And he made a beer, and I took it and I made it work in the bigger system.
Okay.
And it's our holiday beer. It goes with Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, New Year's. So we brew it between November and February every year.
What else?
Our honey rhubarb.
Okay.
We brew during the summer.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb. It's a rhubarb beer.
Right.
So it's a braggart. So it's half honey, half malt to make up the sugars in the beer.
Okay.
But then we use a little bit less hops, kind of a more neutral hop.
Okay.
But then add in 200 pounds of rhubarb in each 20 barrels.
Oh, wow.
So that brings out the tartness and a little bit of bitterness. And the bitterness helps balance the beer.
Is that rhubarb you get from around here, I imagine?
Last year we started working with the local rhubarb providers.
Okay.
And I just wait every year until it comes out of the ground, and I say, I need 400 pounds of it this year.
Wow. Wow. So I'm in Ankeny. I'm on the bike path. I'm coming from Reclaimed Rails down to here. Let's say I only have time for just a quick one.
Right.
What's the one beer that when I'm here I have to have?
Today I'd tell you Hydrant. Normally I would tell you Pumper Truck Porter though, because that's my favorite. It's a nice chocolate porter, stands up to almost any porter you find out there in the U.S.
Okay, all right. Well, they all sound great. I wouldn't mind trying some. Is that something we can do?
That's something we can definitely
you are the overlord, for crying out loud. We've got 3 Firetrucker brewery beers.
Many beers here, yes.
There seems to be something in this beer.
There is something in this beer. This is our Cat Dragon.
Cat Dragon.
It's
which sounds like the new Marvel series. What is Cat Dragon?
Series.
Okay.
Cat Dragon is our 13.5% ginger beer.
Well, that'll get me where I need to go.
It'll get you there quickly. And the reason we put the lime in is we make Moscow mules out of these.
Okay, so a Moscow Mule generally is a vodka drink.
With alcohol-free ginger beer.
Right. This is ginger beer. There's no vodka in this.
Right. So I can't pour vodka since I'm a native brewery.
Right. So this is a ginger beer that's 13%.
13%, and we made it that level because as we put the lime in, the ice cubes, and the ginger beer, it's the same level of alcohol as if you made one with vodka.
And you're telling me people that love Moscow Mules, traditional Moscow Mules with vodka, will drink this, and they want to know what kind of vodka you're using.
They've asked me that.
And the answer is, you're
None.
not.
And then they say, this is the best Moscow Mule I've ever drank.
I will also say this is the best Moscow Mule
It's not, most ginger beers are really sweet.
Yeah, no.
This one has a nice balance of dryness and the ginger in it, and the alcohol level is really nice, and it makes a really smooth drink.
And we're filming this on a cloudy day. There's a little bit of rain.
But
This on your patio
on a sunny day,
would be as close to having as you can get.
correct.
Wow. Okay. So
We sell a lot of Moscow mules.
and rightfully so. So the Cat Dragon is one that you should absolutely. Wow. Okay.
And for those of you who don't want high alcohol,
Uh-huh.
there's a 4% version of that also. It's
Well, I
Baby
don't-
Brother.
I don't see what the point of that is, but let's move on.
Hangover cure.
Come
In the morning, you're hungover, a little bit of alcohol, ginger settles your stomach, and you're good to go again.
This is your porter,
That's our Paradox 40 Black IPA.
black IPA. Okay.
It's chocolate vanilla black IPA. So I don't think I've seen a chocolate vanilla black IPA anywhere, but it's nice chocolate malts, some vanilla bean. We dry hop with vanilla beans, and
Yeah,
we
you
dry
do.
hop with some nice citrusy hops.
Yeah, you do. I like that it comes in the order. You get the chocolate first,
Yep.
then you get the vanilla,
Yep.
and then you get that traditional IPA finish.
Correct.
That's so smooth, and the balance. Yeah, you're onto something here.
Yeah, this one we'll probably be brewing this one fall and winter.
Okay.
The darkness tends to make it smell a little bit better. I already noticed it's starting to wane off here in the spring.
Neither of these I can get in cans right now.
Neither
I
of
have
those
to
you
come
can
here.
You have to come here, yes.
But this bad boy I can get at
definitely
my
get
favorite.
cans. In fact, here's the can right here in front of you.
How about that?
That's our Brigade Pre-Prohibition Golden Ale.
Who's responsible for this? So, pre-prohibition, meaning that the recipe is from.
Pre-Prohibition.
See how I did that, everybody? See how I did that? They don't give these shows to chimps.
The story behind this is that George Fermaro, who owns Centro Restaurant, wanted to do a pre-prohibition dinner, and he has called me up and said, "You got to make a beer for me." And I said, "Okay, I'll do it." He gave me a 1908 brewing manual to read through, like 1,000 pages. So I actually read most of it and discovered a whole bunch of things about making beer that I'm like, they did what when they made beer?
It's crazy to think about how they were able to get anything.
It was all in wooden containers.
Yeah.
And the grain was moldy, and they couldn't get the right yeast or the right hops all the time, or they couldn't even get all the grain all the time.
Right.
So what we did is we took a basic malt, we added some corn and some wheat, because a lot of times they'd substitute with a local ingredient. And in Iowa, that's something they could probably get here in the central U.S.
Sure.
We add in a crystal hop or cluster hop.
Right.
Both of them were growing back then. And then I use orange and juniper berries. So if you think back to Prohibition before it, orange flavors and juniper from gin that they made there were popular flavors back then. So I kind of combined all that together to make a nice light golden beer that has a little bit of orange on the nose and a little bit of very little juniper bitterness in the end.
I like that it's a great taste from long ago.
Correct.
But made with the certainty quality assurances.
Correct.
That a brewery can count on in 2017.
I didn't say, hey, I'm going to get moldy grain and throw some charcoal in it to suck the mold out of it.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
That's the worst idea, I think.
It is.
Although I wouldn't put it past you. You're kind of an evil wizard back there.
That's what they did in the breweries back then. They would throw charcoal in their mash to suck the moldiness flavors out of it, which was, I'm like, that sounds really bad.
Yeah, that's not super appetizing.
No, but this is super appetizing.
All of them. Yeah, 3 for 3, great stuff. All the beers here at Firetrucker Brewery in Ankeny. It's definitely a place you have to visit. And if you can come by bicycle, that's really the ideal way.
It's the best way to come. We're on the busiest bike trail in Iowa. The High Trestle Trail gets about 200,000 to 300,000 people a year on it.
Right on. Count me among those. I'll be here on a bike next time. Thanks for the
coming
time.
in.
And
Thank you.
grab one. Cheers. These are fantastic.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good day.
Next on Brewed, New Revolution. This taproom's twist on the historic hometown tavern.